I know this is a touchy subject. I am treading as carefully as possible because I've had an opinion about this for some time. So I started off by doing a search with AI, and this was produced when I looked up the phobia with Bing. Just focused on the highlight areas. We go to phobia is real and harmful and is not based on rational or scientific evidence. It's presumed a moral failing, is a choice or result of laziness, lack of willpower, poor character. It has historically been associated with blackness and slavery in the United States. Also a sign of poverty and low social status. It's a deviation from idealized standards of beauty and attractiveness. You're going to thinness, whiteness. I am not using that word. It can lead to internalized shame, low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, ideations, prevents access to quality health care, discrimination from medical professionals who assume their problems are associated with that, limit opportunities and choices in education, employment, media representation, and personal relationships, form of oppression that needs to be challenged. And this was provided by AI. Now that that is out of the way, here's how I see it. It's all financial. There are definite financial implications that come with this. When you look at the acceptance by influencers, you tend to see them cite things that cost money.
Things that plus-size travelers hate. When the tray table can't come down, worrying about asking for a seatbelt extender. Having little to no room to move. Narrow aisles and bulkhead seats. Tiny airplane bathrooms.
All these are financial.
Worrying you're going to break the toilet. Getting pat down because you're fat. Tiny airport chairs with armrests.
If you look at a vast majority of these things that she was citing, size of seats, aisles, geez, I forgot that fast. But all of those costs, if you want wider aisles, that directly impacts the airline's super thin razor profitability. If you talk about the seats, it costs money to do that. And also, that's directly going to impact all of the other passengers because there's less people on the plane, which is going to cause the price of the airline tickets to go up, because the airline's not going to just lose the little bit of money they make to accommodate these larger seats. It's going to be passed on down to everybody else. Larger bathroom on the planes means less seats. Again, passed on to everybody else. The airlines are not going to eat that. They're going to pass it on to everybody else. I can't remember how old I was when I first found out that bras get more and more expensive the larger the bust size. And there's a line to where you have them custom made, and they are not cheap. I can recall seeing just girls with large bust lines popping up at the top or the side. And I came to the conclusion that that's because they couldn't afford to purchase the bra that would fit them correctly, because the bras are way more expensive. Because it's more material. And that's just for someone who has a larger bust size. Not necessarily because they're a larger individual, but because more cuppage. So she wants larger seats, larger bathrooms, larger aisles. All of those impact the bottom line of the airline. They're not going to eat that. I've always kind of wondered why there is no conversation that the lingerie one would purchase Ari, I think that's Ari area, or Victoria's Secret, is priced vastly different than at Kashik. I think that's what it's called. I mean, where's the argument for equal pricing for functionality, covering up, supporting? Where's the outrage? I mean, isn't it hurting your pocketbook, purse, to have to pay more for something that is functionally for everybody else? The other females, excuse me.
My 9-year-old's saying she's fat. And this is because she has to wear adult sizes versus kids because she's really tall, just like me. Last night, we were in a Target dressing room and my daughter kept getting upset because she was trying on clothes and she was mad that she couldn't wear the kids' clothes. She kept calling herself fat and that she had too big of a butt and that the other kids her age don't have to wear adult clothes. I reminded her that I too had to wear adult clothes when I was her age because I was really tall, just like she is. Then she asked me if she was going to look like me when she grew up. And I asked her, do you mean big like me when you grow up? And she said yes. I'm not trying to be mean, Mom, but I want to look like Aunt Sarah, not you. I kept a brave face and I said, as long as you're happy and healthy and you love yourself, that's all that matters, no matter what size you are. And was I hurt? Yeah, I was. But she didn't mean to hurt me. It just really sucked.
Doesn't the fact that as a child grows up, you want them to stay in the kids section because the kids section is vastly less expensive than the adult section? When I saw that video, that's where my head was at. It was like, oh, you paying same price for you and your daughter at 9 years old. It seems more like an economic situation than a shaming or repulsing or victimizing, ostracizing issue than anything else to me.
Okay, 1, 2. Oh my God. So easy. So easy. Do it all the time. Let's go.
Okay, for me, if you look at most sport cars, they're small, very limited entry in order to maintain that sport car functionality, look, so on and so forth. If I were in a situation to actually date a woman such as herself, I couldn't, because I know it's an argument. My favorite car is a Chevy Nova, a 64 Nova. If I'm near retirement and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get this car, it's going to be an argument. Because I want to cruise down the coastline, wherever, show it off at the thing. And I'm going to be dealing with, why are you driving that car all the time? You know that car is not functional for me. So why would I take away what I have looked forward to a majority of my life to please her? I suffer because she is uncomfortable trying to get into or get out of the car. That's a fight. Financially, I can afford it, but I would be denied the vehicle because it's a fight, because I want to go cruising in that. Again, this course, you want free, she wants free seats to accommodate her because they will bill her for the seat that she would occupy, but she wants it for free. Airlines are business of making money. They're not in the business of giving away seats that cost because of a particular individual situation. Enlarge the hallways. I am not in construction, but I'm pretty sure that to widen the hallways costs. On top of the fact, to widen the hallways makes the room smaller. So what would cost X for such and such square footage, are they going to lessen the cost for the square footage while eating the cost for the demo and construction, downtime, unavailability. That's not something that happens quick, fast, and in a hurry. That costs. I have never experienced a group of individuals like this young lady walking down the street and little old ladies clutching their purse. That's fear. That's intimidation. It seems real easy to say that it's there's a hatred associated with individuals such as herself, or a fear of herness. There are financial implications that come with everybody in some shape or form. There are those who are willing to, and there are those who do not want to carry the financial burdens that come with certain things. Too tall, you have to have a house custom built or modifications. People bound by wheelchairs. Vets come home, they have to have the houses custom built for them to get around. Lower counters, showers, ramps to the house, to the car, cars modified. There are costs that come with everybody. It seems like there's a desire to ignore the costs at all costs to make individuals feel as if they are accepted. And it's not about acceptance or non-acceptance. It's about, do they have the financial resources to accommodate? And it's not going to be done for everybody. This is Wagyu steak from Japan for roughly, I want to say £9. It's $1,000. I myself can argue with the producers of that and say, I don't care, it's $1,000. I want it for $32.99. The marbling of this makes it unique. Otherwise, it wouldn't cost what it costs. But there aren't people, influencers, going online and say, I should be able to purchase this for well below what the market is saying it's worth. And I'm not comparing these individuals to food. I'm saying that if you take a look at this, it's the fatty content in the meat that makes it highly desirable. Some people are able to handle the burden of spending $1,000 for something that they're going to ingest. And that's about it. But to say that everybody has to be willing to pay for this because it's unfair at the cost of the manufacturer, producers, growers is ridiculous. Airlines, and airports are not going to eat the cost. Hotels are not going to eat the cost to accommodate a relatively small population. You could say there's unfair. You could say it's a bias. They're not in the business to try to accommodate everybody. The sports cars, going back to that, they're not built for 6'9", 280-pound football, basketball, volleyball players. They get what they can get and press on. And it's not about a bias or hate for them. They're just not in the business to try to accommodate for any and everybody. Unless you are willing to pay the cost. Extra seat, custom built house, more expensive furniture. California King isn't for me. California King demands you have to pay extra because you are tall. But to say, oh, Shaquille O'Neal, he feels hate because his bed costs $12,000 so he can have a good night's rest, that's not the case. There are uncomfortable truths out here. And ladies and gentlemen of a certain stature, no entity is in the business accommodating everybody. That's cars, planes, beds. It comes at a cost. Anyway, I know this is a touchy subject, but this is not about shaming. This is just how I have always saw it. There are costs associated for everybody in some shape or form. And businesses are not in the business of letting you slide because you don't fit the barriers that they saw was easiest to accommodate. Anyway, that's all I have. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting below. Thank you. Oh, shit. It didn't unpause. Ah! Oh, I did pause. I did stop it. Okay.